Hello, we're going to be working on the use of cardboard cutters. So today I'm going to introduce a plastic cardboard cutter, an Olfa knife or utility knife. This is a Canary cardboard cutter. It's a metal blade. To 3 different types of scissors. Some long 5-inch sharp scissors and some scissors that you would be using with kindergarten kids, preschool kids, even grade 1 and 2. So before we work, we always want to prepare ourselves to work. So we have our safety glasses, we tie our hair back if we need to, we make sure we remove any jewelry, loose clothing, we have closed-toe shoes, we're mentally ready to work, we're alert, focused, and ready. So that's the first thing I always do, I prepare myself. Then I prepare my area. I make sure that nothing around here is safe that I'm going to trip on. I've made sure that there's no dust or any debris on the floor. I make sure that this area is a safe zone, that I can do this rotation and no one is around me while I am working. Then I want to prepare the tools. So I've got the tools ready to work, and I want to gather a few more tools that I'm going to need for this project. So I might need this. I might need some cardboard. So this is a speed square, some cardboard here. This is a really thick piece of cardboard. And I'm going to try some thin pieces of cardboard. I might need some pliers to hold the cardboard, a tape measure. I might need a few different types of pliers to hold the cardboard, and maybe even some clamps so that I can keep 2 hands on the tool at all times. So that I've got all my tools. Now I got my material. So the material that I'm going to use is this thin cardboard and some thicker cardboard. You can see how easy it will be to cut through this. When I'm using this material, I want to decide on what kind of shape I want to make. So I grab my pencil, and I can use a couple different things. I can use my tape measure and draw a line using the tape measure. So that find my distance and say I wanted 13 inches, which is longer than my ruler because my ruler is 12 inches long. So I can make another line, this time at 12 inches. Then I can take my speed square and draw 2 lines on here. And these might be my cutting lines that I'm going to use. So I might want to try to cut straight. I also might want to try to cut a circle. So how would I do a circle? Well, I can find something that is circular, and that will help me instead of always trying to do a circle by hand. So let's say I wanted to do a circle like that, and now I have 3 different things that I'm going to cut. So before I cut this, I want to make sure that I've clamped this down. So I take my clamps and I'm going to cut it with using different materials, or different tools. I might use the scissors one time, I might use the utility knife another time, but I will demonstrate how to use those safely. So big rule whenever using cardboard cutters or scissors or utility knives, you need to have clamps. You need to clamp it so that you have both hands free. So now I'm ready. Okay, I've got my material secure. Now I want to use the tool safely. So I could pick the plastic cardboard cutter, and if I run my finger along here, it will not hurt at all because it's plastic. You can 3D print these. You can make as many as you want. You can buy these at a variety of different stores. And they work, but they don't do very nice cutting, or the material left is more serrated, and there will be pieces like this left. So as I'm cutting, you're going to hear the noise. So now as you can see, it's moving up and down, and I might need a helper. So I'm going to get my helper, who's ready to work. She's got her glasses on, she's prepared, she's got her sleeves rolled up. She's my helper. She's going to actually hold here with a set of pliers, And sometimes she might use even these type, these water pump pliers if she wanted to, and might just hold really close. So as I'm cutting, she can even use 2 hands. It makes it easier to cut. So as you can tell, these cardboard cutters are very hard. So I'm using the coarse side. I'm going to use the fine side and see what happens. Well, it's a little bit easier, but I really have to use a lot of pressure. Thank you. I'm going to need to use you in a minute. I'm now going to use this cardboard cutter, and it's a Canary cardboard cutter, and it's a metal blade. If I put my finger along there, it will hurt like a harsh paper cut. And I never run my finger along because it is metal and it is sharp. But watch the difference. So I'm going to get my helper again to come help hold. If I want to make a straight cut, again, I'm going down on my knee, and I'm getting in a location where I'm having 2 hands on the tool. Sometimes I'm holding my wrist, but I'm never holding using my hands. So watch the difference. Up and down, I'm not putting a lot of pressure, and I might ask my partner to move the clamps if necessary, so that I can make that nice straight cut. As I get to near the end of the cut, I slow down so I don't put lots of pressure and push through, but I just slow down and finish my cut. So that's the cardboard cutter. It's a very nice tool. You can cut inside cuts, you can do shapes, but again, you never cut towards yourself and you never cut down like this. You always put your body in the position to change so that you can cut all the way around in a circle if you wanted to. The other thing that we can use is this utility knife. So when I'm using this utility knife, I do not want to ever put the blade that high, okay? This is not a safe thing to do. I always want to, as you can see, I'm rotating it to make it a little bit looser so I can move it up and down. I never really want the blade to be higher than that. So as you can see, that's how high it should be. If you put it along here, that's the breaking point. That's where the line would actually be broken off. And I'll demonstrate that using some needle nose pliers. So if this blade becomes dull, I can break this off at that point, and you can see how it breaks off, okay? And I need to dispose of this safely into some container that no one's gonna get hurt when they come gather the garbage, okay? So I'm just gonna put that over there for the time being. If I use this utility knife, I, again, put the blade up like that, and I never cut towards myself. But if I needed to make a cut, and I wanted to make a cut on a line, so I'm gonna make another line for myself, all the way across, and I can cut on this surface. You always wanna make sure that you have a surface below that you can cut on. You can use a ruler to clamp down so that your fingers aren't anywhere near. That means adjusting the clamps again. So you might have to quickly adjust the clamps so that you are not putting your hands anywhere near the blade, okay? So I take this and I'm gonna clamp this on. I'm gonna clamp the ruler right onto where this line is. And that will help me so that I'm having a nice straight cut. So I'm gonna make sure that this clamp isn't anywhere near where I'm cutting. But as you can see, it's very helpful to have 2 clamps and the right tools ready for you. It will speed up the process. And never with the utility knife do I cut towards myself. I always cut on an angle away from myself and others. So I cut in here, I'm using 2 hands again on the tool, and never put my hands down because I'll end up cutting. And I'm just going along this line. And again, the material under here, I'm okay to cut. If I wasn't okay to cut on this, I can get some scrap wood and put that down, and then I have a nice straight cut. So the utility knife is another good tool to use when using cardboard. And last one is scissors. So if I wanted to cut another straight line in here, I might need my partner again. I'm going to use my partner to hold this because I don't want to adjust my clamp, but I wanted to cut this line, original line that I had. So she's going to hold the clamp there, and she's going to hold the clamp here so I don't have to have my hands anywhere near, and I'm just going to cut along here. Well, you can use it with these big scissors. And again, sometimes you need to move your body so that it adjusts. But it's a little bit tricky to get with cardboard, to cut cardboard with scissors. These are blunt scissors. They're not very sharp, but it will cut. It's just really tricky. It's hard to get in there, so you have to really dig. And then this is the other style. It's a little bit sharper. Again, how I'm holding the scissors is I'm holding away from myself and others, and I'm always cutting or never touching the sharp edges as I'm doing this. So two hands, one hand's here, the other hand is not even near it, because that's how you can get hurt. And now I got my two pieces. And my partner was very helpful. I've got my nice straight cut. The last thing I want to teach you is how to cut a circle. Well, you might need another tool for that. You might need, what I like to use to make a little hole in here is a Robertson screwdriver, because if it slips, a flathead screwdriver or even a Phillips screwdriver has a bit of a point to it. So I want to make a little hole in here, and all I was doing is twisting, and that allows my cardboard cutter to go in there. So again, I need my partner to help hold. She's going to hold as close as she can so that I can cut my circle. I'm going to place this cardboard cutter in the middle, and I'm going to cut straight up and down. And I could adjust the clamps a little bit. So as it moves, she could. So I'm adjusting my body so I'm not cutting towards myself. Again, I'm pushing the blade up and down using the full length of the blade as possible. See how this cardboard's moving? She's adjusting the clamps as I'm cutting. And now I have my nice circle cut. Now I didn't want this piece, I wanted this piece. So if you can see this, I'll bend it up. That's what it looks like.